and welcome, everybody. Oh my gosh. That is quite a word of a stream. Yes, hello, happy Thursday, happy morning. I don't know about anybody else. I am easily on my second cup of tea already because it is that sort of morning. But welcome in. I'm so excited for today. We splashing you right. So, hello, pronunciation problems. Hello, Thamcha. Nice to see you, and hi, Settle Down Beavis. Congratulations, Tom. I'm gonna say congratulations, Tom, on redeeming first. You are the first viewer to redeem first. This first stream of the morning to today. There isn't a second stream of the morning. I just like using first as many times as I can during that redemption. And yeah, thank you, Settle Down Beavis, for noticing the redemption that I pulled out. I hope you enjoyed the start to my stream as a result of that redemption. Thank you also, Tom, for redeeming word of the stream, Paper Mario sticker star. Are you trying to start fights here? um so while I'm getting that set up, chat, there's some new stuff going on. Some of y'all might have noticed it already. But if you haven't, one of the very cool things that happened this week, actually, is I unlocked follower emotes for my channel. And so I kind of liked the idea of having something that was a little game specific, but I also don't have money coming out of my ears. So what you might notice, if you are a follower of this channel and you go to your emotes, you might see some very questionable art there. And so one of the things that there were a couple of things that I had to do to set up the stream. The first is I have a new overlay. Thank you, Beavis. I love them. I'm literally in love with all of them. Thank you for that promotion. So what you now see below, if you are only visually seeing the stream and you are not in the chat for some reason, or what you can see in chat now, these are the follower emotes for Paper Mario Color Splash, at minimum, possibly for all Mario games forever, because they're kind of wonderful. There's like a whole system for how combat works in this game, which we are going to get into, and I picked these 5 representatives of the full system, and then I drew them, basically in paint. So, very excited. It took me way longer than I will ever like to admit, but that plus switching around my overlay was like kind of the bulk of what I did with my time yesterday, other than, the adult things that I was required to do. Do you know what doesn't fit very well on my little chalkboard? Lots of words. However, I think I got it. Bam. So our word of the stream, thank you again, Tom, for redeeming that, Paper Mario Sticker Star, which I note, for anyone who is going to be confused by this, is not the game we are playing. But that's okay. So, reveal number 1 on my stream today are these wonderful follow emotes, made. I use the term like drawn very loosely here. Drawn by me. It was an experience. Will I repeat it? I'm not sure. Did I learn a lot between drawing number 1 and drawing number 2 that would have really helped overall doing this? Yes, I learned many things and thought, I could have been more efficient about this. It's fine. So we have ourselves follower emotes, which I'm very, very excited about. Feel free to use them as you choose. Because they're delightful. And I'm also very happy that they can only be used in my stream because I don't want to see them misused elsewhere. And then the other thing that I am going to reveal, so eagle-eyed constant viewers might have noticed this already. The chat is in a different position. My chat overlay I have shifted, and I hope I did an okay job with it. Not a lot of testing has gone into this overlay, so it might need to shuffle again. But I have a delightful reveal, because for those of you who maybe have played Color Splash before, maybe have not, this is like a totally different screen. I've had to swap out in my setup. I had previously been playing, when I first started streaming, I had been streaming off of my Wii, and then I switched over to my Switch, and now I'm having to back up a generation because Color Splash was released for the Wii U. So this is the Wii U main menu, It's not very exciting. But one of the things that was very specific about Nintendo's Wii U console was that it came with a gamepad that had a touchscreen. And if a game was released on the Wii U and it knew it was on the Wii U, sometimes that matters. So, I'm just going to do a real quick swap for y'all. This is the chaos of, oh my gosh, he's just like curled up in a corner doing nothing. Poor thing. This is the chaos of the menu because I have a new camera input source. That is my gamepad. So what you guys are seeing now at the bottom of the screen, and so hopefully I've managed to shift everything around so that this actually works, that is a gamepad that is currently sitting on my lap. We basically GoPro'd it without a GoPro. So I now have this there are a lot of wires around me. That's all I'm saying. And I'm very excited about it. Except also apparently, occasionally, now that it has more weight, it likes doing things, even when it's not supposed to. So I have this not because it will always be interesting, but because sometimes I think it will be really useful to see how the game actually works and what the interaction is. And it didn't seem as fun if that was something that only I could see. So, again, good morning all. I know that was a lot. It feels like it will be getting constantly revealed over the course of like the next several streams as people pop in. But I am very excited about it. I'm very excited about the setup, and I'm very excited kind of in general about this game because actually I played it when I got it to make sure I understood the mechanics, and I'm actually like kind of in love with it now. So I believe I have deleted my save data, which is the only thing that you could do on the Wii in order to restart a game. So I'm going to launch the game and we're going to see exactly how many technical issues I'm going to have today. Okay? Okay. Hope we're all okay with a potentially bumpy ride, but let's see. Yes, that is my hand. Hello. Hello, everybody. Preparing? That's not what you're supposed to do. Yeah. Also, just like pre-warning to literally everybody, basically every song in this game is a bop. I wonder if I can turn it up a little bit. Oh boy, does it ever work, Beavis. Look at that. Look at that menu. So that was the loading screen, and I was already impressed, chat. I admit that. Just so impressed, because it starts out in sepia tone, and then when it loads, it slowly brings back some color, and also Mario comes for a visit, and that's okay. We're gonna press A, and we're gonna go, and I'm just so very excited. The gamepad is not gonna be helpful for a little bit, but you know, we're here. What's going on? Who are these hooded, cloaked figures? Oh, hey, look, it's Mario. Oh, hey, look, it's Peach. And a Toad. And a fire. Guys, you live in a paper house. I think you should probably be a little bit careful. That is a cutout of a toad. With a stamp. This is the only Paper Mario game you haven't played. Oh, you are in for a game that knows it's a Paper Mario game. Literally, I cannot say enough good about this game. Mechanically, I can understand why some people were frustrated because it's very different. But, like, as the game, in terms of the narrative and the story, like, oh, I'm so excited to share this with you guys. So we, Peach showed up. Sorry. Like I said, it's my second tea. So Peach showed up. There's a toad with a postmark on it. We know where that is, and so we took a crazy ship to try to get there. Look at this art style, chat. Ah. Thanks, Tom. I think that would have gotten me banned from, like, oh man, my IRL friendships too. I'm glad you loved it. I haven't played it yet, but I have it, and I'm gonna play it. And so I'm very excited about Origami King as well. Okay. I don't have a good Toad voice. Well, sometimes I have a good Toad voice, mostly when when I've got laryngitis. But, like, there are a lot of Toads in this game, so I feel like I'm just going to be doing rotational, ridiculous accents for whatever I happen to come up with in the moment, and that will just be okay. So, yeah. Before I even get to that, though, okay. So look at the pier. See that little cardboard, like, fluctuation there? I don't know what the right word is. But this is literally a game that visually, animation style, made everything out of cardboard and or paper. And you can see little touches like that in so many places. I'm like, I just need a box right now and I can cut it out and I can like make this. It's like so crafted. You know what? I'm always in for a good collectathon. I'm here for it. I'm always here for it. It's so beautiful. Guys, we're here! So this is the famous Port Prisma. It's so peaceful and quiet. Really quiet. Where is everybody? My heart. It's nice to be on dry land again. We have come to the right place, haven't we? Port Prisma? I thought this was supposed to be a tourist destination. It seems a little quiet, don't you think? Thank you for making my Toad even better, Tom. Tom, thanks for redeeming Dehydrate. I only have a few of these left, but we are still working on that Ruffles sponsorship. Hit me up, Ruffles. Made in Canada, Ruffles all dressed chips. They are ultimately delicious and very salty. And now I have to do... Okay. So I'm just going to slowly finish the bag. So Tom has now redeemed 5 dehydrates in a row. So this is going to be a fun mini cutscene, is all I'm saying. It seems a little quiet, don't you think? Yeah, weird. I even let them know we were coming. Special and Cobra, thank you for that redemption in the middle of all the dehydrates. Welcome in. Nice to see you. Please enjoy brand new follower emotes and a brand new hand cam for the Wii U gamepad for this gameplay. I could just eat salt when I'm out of snacks. I could just eat salt. Just have a salt lick, and every time someone redeems dehydrate, just pull it out. You'd think they'd prepare a warmer welcome for Princess Peach and the world-famous Mario. Speaking of Mario, what's he doing? Mario, we're out here. Come on out. Oh, that was quite a storm last night, wasn't it? You poor thing. You look like a used gum wrapper. Iron yourself out, man. So this is actually the first game-required game input of the game. Literally. I press A, and I unravel a little bit. And I kind of love that. There's my Mario. Much better. Oh, we're her Mario now. I see. I see how it is, Peach. Alright, let me take... Oh, no, wait, that's Peach. That's Peach's voice now. That's fine. Alright, let me just take another look at this, later. Oh, I just can't bear to think about what I'm really holding. A folded up, colourless toad. The only clue we have is that he was postmarked here in Port Prisma.
Not to worry, Princess. I've read the Port Prisma guidebook cover to cover. We'll want to head to Prisma Fountain in the center of town. It's a big tourist attraction.
Honestly, the dehydrate is really helping.
From there, maybe we'll run into some locals who can help us.
Sounds like a plan. But I've got a bad feeling about this place. Let's proceed with caution. Ah. I'm detecting a small-ish problem with my overlay. Which is that y'all can't see my health. But that's okay. Please just ask me if you have questions or wait for me to open the menu. So, we are already noting some things. Oh, that was a lot of salty snacks and I'm loving it. Just never get hit. Easy. Just don't get hit, forehead. Just win game. So now we have control. That was the cutscene. It was a lot more like dialogue, a lot less kind of movie-ish. And we can move around. We can even talk to them if we want to. And we can do things like read signs. Welcome to Port Prisma. Delightful. Thank you, Mr. Sign. In the bottom corner on this side of the screen, that is my health. It says HP 50 out of 50 because we started this game with 50 health. And then on the other side of the screen in the far corner, you can see coins times 0. We don't have any coins. And on this screen, we've got a menu. Very interesting stuff. Mostly, our menu doesn't even exist yet. So it's here, but there's a whole bunch of like grayed out stuff at the top here. And we don't really know what those are yet, but we do have some settings. Okay. Hello. Interesting. It's not letting me change those settings yet. Cool. So I am going to want to change some of the settings at some point in this game, but because it technically hasn't taught me how to do anything yet, I think it's got those options locked, which is okay. We can always revisit. Rogueport looks weird in this game. Ha 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 ha. Tom, weren't you listening? This is Port Prisma. It is a totally different location. It has barrels, and it has stuff, and it has stuff in our way, and it has white letters on a white sign. That's like bad design 101. Who approved this layout? And we have ourselves a sassy Princess Peach. It's pretty delightful. Prism Island, a colorful island paradise. Port Prisma, voted the world's most colorful town. Behold Prisma Fountain and its 6 magnificent colors. Delightful. Oh, hey. Oops, I accidentally skipped something.
Ah, now we're talking. Looks like there's something up on that box. Think you can jump up there and check it out, Mario?
Hold on. I'm just gonna go check something real quick so that you guys can see how this was supposed to start.
Now who would just leave a crate in front of the stairs like this? It's blocking our way into town.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna give myself laryngitis with this game. So we have to break this crate. That's original.
Let's not make this crate another statistic. There's got to be a better way.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for that dialogue. I need to be just as good. That's fair. Whoops. Let's not fall over. Ta-da! I got a hammer! Yay!
Score! This totally makes up for me accidentally tossing your hammer overboard during the voyage. Right? I bet it works just like your old one. Try pressing B to swing it.
Huh. Okay, I'm gonna rehydrate a little bit here, because, like, that gurgle is really taking it out. Oh, okay. Bam. Oh, hey, look! We have some coins. Lovely. I'm so glad to know that this game is a typical game. Hit things. Oh, that one doesn't work. Hit things, get money, right? That's what we're all thinking right now? I can't hit that one. Okay, that's fine. I'll just go over here. There's some more things to hit this way. Yeah. I need to get them fresh coins. Look at this. Ta-da!
Sorry, Crate. You gave us no choice. Let's go check out the town.
Okay, I will do that. You might notice it's still pretty quiet. There's just some gulls. Just some gulls making gull noises. As I, like, aim my hammer incorrectly. That's fine. That's fine. That is some spooky music. How we met? I think you... I think you rated me? Possibly because of a game that I was playing that was similar to a game you were playing? No. No, I don't remember. Please explain. I have an awful memory. Okay, you were wondering? So I think I met you around the same time... Follow age. I'm sorry, I don't have that turned on. I think I met you around the same time as when I met Flame Crystal because I was playing through the Thousand Year Door at the time. If I'm remembering correctly, you're like across an ocean from me and in a totally different time zone. But there just happened to be kind of a coincidence. Yeah. And so I think I was one of them at some point. And I appreciated it then. And I still appreciate it now. And it's really nice to see you again. So this is creepy music. And there's a whole bunch of white splotches all over anything. So, like, something's wrong. Is my feeling with this game? Wow, this is a real ghost town. This can't be right. Are you sure this is Prisma Fountain, Toad?
According to my guidebook, the fountain is a glorious rainbow of happiness and joy. So, yeah, this doesn't seem right. I'll take a look around and see if I can find someone.
There's no mistaking the postmark on this poor Toad. He was definitely mailed from Port Prisma. But who could have done such a thing? Okay, so, those were some robot noises, and machine things are happening now. Look at that! Some kind of device just rose out of the fountain. Maybe you should take a closer look at it. Yeah, okay, Princess Peach, I understand. You don't want to, but I will. Emergency recovery unit. In case of emergency, activate these 3 switches hidden in the plaza. Blue, hit. Yellow, pull. Red, jump. So somewhere in this plaza, we need to find something blue to hit, something yellow to pull, and something red to jump on. So this is something yellow. Okay, so we pulled it. Something blue to hit. Cool. Still just money. Still just money. Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. So I have played it, but it was some time ago, and I didn't own the game, and I didn't play the game all the way through. I was over at a friend's house, and they wanted to show me it, so I have very limited experience of only the first couple of levels. How are you enjoying it, if that's what you're playing right now? What are you liking about it? And or potentially what are you not liking about it, if that seems to be important? Oh, here's something blue. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna hit that. Something red to jump on. Did I miss it? Something red to jump on. Oh, I love this music so much. So we found a blue thing to hit. Aha! Jump under, not jump on. I understand. So we found a blue thing to hit, we found a yellow thing to pull, and we found a red thing to jump under. Interesting. Loving it, the platforming is really good. Okay, that's good. Whenever you finish a hard platform section, it makes you feel skillful. You know what? That is something, I'm glad to know that, because that is something that I feel has always been a struggle for me with Donkey Kong games, is kind of like figuring out how the platforming should feel and having confidence that I know like what I can do and what I can't do, and so that's very cool. So I've activated 3 things, and it opened up the center of the fountain. Huh. Is that a paint can? That's a great question, Peach. It looks like a paint can. Probably smells like a paint can, but I can't sniff it. Let's check it. Let's see what's inside. Try opening the lid. All right. You need a specialized tool to open a paint can like that. Well, the only tool we have is a bit more blunt, but maybe it's worth taking a swing. I think she's encouraging me to try to hit this paint can, chat.
Ow! What was that for? How would you like it if I whacked you with a hammer while you were sleeping?
Oh, we're so sorry. It's just that, we thought you were a paint can, so I tried to open you up.
A paint can? You think I'm just some regular paint can? All right, you don't look like you're from around here, so I'll forgive you for that comment. But I am so much more than a regular paint can. Anyway, now that I'm awake, you want to grab a burger or something? Your treat. So this is the introduction, Chad. And may I just say, because I have seen this cutscene before, this is maybe my favorite character introduction in the Paper Mario series. Like, the feeling of just, I'm sorry, what is going on and why is there a sentient paint can here, is beautiful. I love it so much. Wow. Tom, that's some high praise for Tropical Freeze right there. I'm glad that you're enjoying it that much. It's always good to be finding and learning like new games, especially ones that have kind of been missed. So that's very cool. Okay, so apparently this paint can eats burgers, we know. Oh, we're actually here to investigate a strange letter we received from your town. Only it's not an ordinary letter. It's a toad, drained of colour and postmarked from Port Prisma. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Princess Peach from the Mushroom Kingdom, not the Mario Kingdom yet. My apologies. And this is my friend, Mario. He jumps on things and hits them with a hammer when necessary. And I also have a very bright and hardworking retainer around here somewhere. No need for voice acting! What was that? Stop! Get off me!
Tom, thanks for redeeming seasonal candy. Since it is still April, my seasonal candies are still some delightful and beautiful mini eggs. my favorite Easter treat. So thank you very much for that redemption. You have earned my gratitude for allowing me to have a little bit of candy. I appreciate it. That didn't sound good. That sounded like Toad. He might be hurt. We're in trouble. We're coming, Toad. So I think I'm supposed to go this way, chat. This is very urgent music.
Stop it! My beautiful cards!
That is a shy guy with a straw. Just in case anyone is looking at this going, what am I seeing? What you are seeing is a shy guy with a straw, who appears to be drinking the color off of the toad. Goodness, what is that thing doing to him? Would I recommend this game? Oh, Tom, you have no idea how highly I recommend this game. Wait till you see the combat mechanic first, just in case it's something that you're not interested in. But story-wise, narratively, the creativity of what you need to do to progress the game, I love just as much as every previous Paper Mario game.
Mario, help me! I can't feel my pants! But I did find something that might come in handy. Take these and remember me fondly.
You got a bunch of cards. Okay. Dad, no! Poor Toad. What are you waiting for, Mario? Use those battle cards on this sucker. Here he comes. Hold it. Do you even have any paint, Mario? What? You know, paint, the colorful stuff coursing through our bodies? No? What are we gonna do? There's no paint around here. Arg! There's no other choice. Mario, you're gonna have to wring me out. Just press A to give me a squeeze. Don't be shy now. Okay, also, just look at my coin count, chat. Nice. However, this game is just like the master of tearing your expectations out from under you. So, are we gonna battle this shy guy? I don't know, but he seems to be willing to patiently wait while we, squeeze Huey the paint can? And now we have a paper Huey! Ooh, I'm so light and airy. Is this what you paper folk feel like all the time? Alright, enough flapping in the wind. The paint you just absorbed is basically my blood, sweat, and tears. You'll have time to shower later. Use that paint to power up those battle cards your friend gave you. Yes, this is the real dialogue, chat. And then, use the battle cards to plaster this introverted assassin. He's getting friends. Hey, so, we're just gonna go ahead and attack you now? I mean, if that's cool. No, that's definitely not cool! And since when are there 3 of you? Whatever, we've got cards, we've got paint. You know what to do, Mario. A, poppin' battle music. B, you have no idea what to do you? No, I really don't. No worries. Uncle Huey's here to give you a primer. Quality puns. Right from the get-go. Quality puns. check that out, chat. We got ourselves a screen down there. So there is actually a lot to pay attention to in this game, because you might notice, even as I'm kind of looking down here and doing stuff on the screen down here, the Shy Guys are still talking to me. And I'm getting a lovely little explanation from Huey here. So, here are all of the cards you got from Toad. They're called battle cards for obvious reasons. Each one lets you perform an action in battle. The pictures on the cards should give you a general idea. For example, look at this one. It has 2 boots on it. That means this card will let you use a jump attack 2 times. The number of icons on the card shows the number of attacks. This big old boot here will let you do one super powerful jump attack. The bigger the icon, the stronger the attack. Simple, right? Okay, now pick a card and drag it to this spot. Let me just take a quick look. Okay. Hey, there's no real point in using this card right now. Try something else. Yes, I know. I'm bloody trying to scroll, Huey. Would you like to allow me to scroll, please? So, at some point, I am going to have to change the settings so that I'm allowed to do buttons instead of just scroll screen on this, because the scroll screen is not ideal. Anyway. Tap card ready when you're ready to move forward with this card. Go ahead, give it a try. So I'm using the double jump because there's 3 enemies and that at least lets me get into attacks. I don't know how it works, but we're gonna try it. So card ready. Next, you can add paint to the card you selected. Just touch the card with your finger to paint it. The more you paint it, the stronger it will be. So theoretically, we always want it to be fully painted. So we'll paint it. Paint as much or as little as you like, then tap Done Painting. Now I hope you're starting to see some of the inspiration for the follower notes that I dropped in. So we're gonna say Done Painting. Now, when you're ready to play the card, just flick it upwards to start the fight. This is like a flicking motion to get it off of that screen onto the screen that I'm playing on, which I kind of love. So we're gonna flick that. Alright, now here's where the action really heats up. Press A at the critical point of an attack to increase the damage you do or earn bonus attacks. For jump attacks, press A right before stomping on your foe. If you time your attacks well, you can do up to 5 jumps. That's a whole lot of stomping. You can also tap the gamepad screen instead of pressing A. Garlic! Welcome in, Garlic Grove. Yep. Lady QEW in the morning with a new game and new features and new emotes. It's just so cool. Welcome in, nice to see you. There's a lot of explanation for this chat, but it's because they give you a lot of mechanics very early on, and you then have to kind of use your own cleverness as the enemies get harder. It's a really neat concept. So, good old-fashioned stomping. Good old-fashioned, just like boot crushing. And I do enjoy that. Yeah? We've been chatting a little bit about a few games already, but oh boy. Boy, oh boy. Because, so Tom had said that he hadn't played this particular Paper Mario game before, and it is coming highly recommended from me. I am super enjoying it, and I'm just like really excited to be able to show it to you guys too. All right, now you might not like this part as much. They're gonna attack you, but you don't have to just sit there and take it, Mario. You can defend yourself. It's the law. Press A right before an enemy attacks you to block some of the damage. Yes. Pretty basic, right, chat? Basic battle concepts. I think I'm gonna try a worn out jump. So I've selected it, hit card ready, paint it up, done painting, flip. Beautiful. Amazing. Color me impressed. You're a natural, kid. Oh, poor Toad. Everyone, a moment of silence, please. Man, I'm starving. How about that burger? Huh? Don't worry about Toad there. He'll be fine. Walk it off, bud. Huh. Well, maybe he's in rougher shape than I thought. But no worries. He just needs a fresh coat of paint. He'll be as good as new. Really? You can revive him with paint? That would be a miracle. He won't come back as some kind of freaky zombie Toad, right? No, ma'am. He'll be the same Toad he's always been. That's the power of paint. You see, paint isn't just for powering up battle cards. Paint adds beauty and life to the world. So I've taken the liberty of loading up your hammer with all the colors of the rainbow. Yes. Go on, press X to give it a swing. Aim for your pasty friend here. So, what we're being told, chat. Pressing B, normal hammer swing. Pressing A, normal jump. But we've got 4 buttons here. Let's go stand over by this Toad. Press X.
Just 5 more minutes, Mom. Wait, what? I'm alive. And I can feel my pants. Yeah.
Oh, Toad, I'm so glad you're okay. Without your colors, we could hardly recognize you. See? That's the power of paint. I feel like Huey should be in like a Home Depot commercial. Now, I've got to warn you, I gave you everything I've got, but it won't last forever. If you want to keep on painting the world around you, you're going to have to resupply from time to time.
So, this can here just saved my life? I knew all that recycling would pay off one day. Hey, just in case we get ambushed by any more freaks with bendy straws, where exactly are we supposed to find this magical life-giving paint you speak of?
Easy! Remember that fountain in the center of town? You know, the one where I was taking a nap? Literally the slogan. Oh, this game probably has to, like, talk to their ad company. There might be a trademark. Well, it's the prime source of paint for all of Prism Island. We've got 6 big paint stars hooked up to that thing. They'll put out as much paint as you like. Plus, I mean, paint pretty much flies out of everything around here. Try hitting stuff with your hammer. You'll see what I mean. Oh, that's wonderful news. I was a little worried because the fountain looked completely dry when we woke you up.
Yeah, so I guess we just needed to turn it on or something, right? It was definitely dry when we got there.
Dry. Good one, Toad. Mario, you might want to give this guy another whack with that hammer. I mean, dry? Please. Our big paint stars could never run dry. Come on, I'll show you.
Paint stars? I don't know what a paint star is, but I definitely didn't see anything like that.
Mario. Oh, wait, no. Mario, there's another colorless figure over there. Thanks, Scarlet Grove. It is damaging my throat. That voice is for this Toad and only this Toad, and hopefully we won't have to speak as this Toad for very much longer this morning. But I appreciate that. We can't just leave him like that. What should we do? Okay, so I'm being pulled in a couple of different directions. Oh, interesting. So, chat, we no longer get coins for hitting stuff. We now get globules of paint. Am I just gonna have to do Toad impression after Toad impression? I hope not. So what do Prisma Toads sound like? This is a good question.
Welcome to Prisma Carpet. Wait, what's going on? Last thing I remember, I was surrounded by a bunch of thirsty shy guys. Mario? Nah, there's no way Mario would come all the way out to Prism Island. What are you, some sort of Mario impersonator or something? How What'd you make for a gig like this? 8, 9 coins an hour? Anyway, stop by my shop in the Blue District sometime, pick up some battle cards. Oh yeah, and if you find the shy guys who stole my cards, turn them into scrap paper.
Oh my gosh. Idris Elba. Settle down, Beavis. What about me makes you think that I could do an Idris Elba impression?
Hey Mario, nice work with those battle cards. I gotta say though, your action command game is looking a little sketchy.
So this made a lot more sense the first time I played it. I just got 3 excellents in a row, but apparently my action command game is sketchy, so, you know. Yeah, that's fair, Beavis. Idris Elba is probably easier on my voice than actual Toad. I liked the Mario impersonator line personally. I thought it was great.
If you ever want to practice, just stop by my dojo. Or house. Or we could just hang out and watch movies or whatever. I've got surround sound. It won't be weird.
Sounds like it might be a bit weird. So, okay. So this is just a lovely mushroom and like a little stool. Sounds good. Okay. I can't break those barrels. I already hit the tree. Let's hit these things. Get ourselves a little bit more paint. I'm not getting the color I need though. I'm only out of red. Okay. So this way. Let's see how Huey's doing with the fountain. Ugh, my precious big paint stars, they're gone! Oh, gone! Oh no, I have to do a Keegan-Michael Key impression when we're voicing the Okay, I might need to remind myself of what some of these lovely humans sound like, but don't worry, there are many Toads throughout this entire game that will need voices.
I'm pretty sure he's ugly crying in there.
Yeah? Amazing. Don't cry, Paint Can. Maybe we could help you find the, what were they called? Big paint stars. Mr. Garvey the Toad? Was Mr. Garvey the one who, like, so the only Keegan-Michael Key sketch that I remember is the attendance taking one as the teacher, where everything gets mispronounced, like A wrong. Present. It's no use. They're gone. Oh, gone. Oh my gosh. That's gonna be some hard work. Port Prisma without big paint stars is like a tuna fish sandwich without ketchup. Okay.
First of all, I don't really understand that analogy. And secondly, gross. But thirdly, those paint stars do seem really important to you, and you did just save my life.
He's not Toad, he's Toad. Jack Black as Bowser and Chris Pratt as Mario. I know I can do a Chris Pratt. Well, actually, you know what? I can do a fantastic Chris Pratt impersonation as Mario in this game. Just you wait. The first line of Mario dialogue in this game, I will bring out my perfect Chris Pratt impression. The hint is, I don't think Mario has any lines of dialogue in this game. I don't think he talks. But we'll see. I mean, if I'm wrong, I now have to do a perfect Chris Pratt impersonation. Wait a second. What's that smell? It smells like a paint star. I knew it! Guys, look up there! It's one of our big paint stars! Oh, isn't it glorious? Okay, Princess, Mario, Toad, you guys can help me after all. Help me recover that big paint star. I mean, I did basically sacrifice my lifeblood to get you out of that pickle back there. He's right. We definitely owe him a favor. And besides, I have a feeling that this is related to our mystery. The poor toad who was mailed to us. What do you say, Mario? Will you help Mr. Can? Mr. Can is my father. You can call me Huey. Like, this game just knows it's a Paper Mario game. Oh, I just have to react exactly like Chris Pratt? Thanks for the help, guys. It means a lot. All right, let's go get that big paint star, shall we? Don't mind me. I'll just tuck myself into your pocket. If you want to chat, just press up on the D-pad to summon me. It's easier and less painful than hitting me with a hammer. I know this town like the back of my can, so don't hesitate to ask me for advice if you get lost.
We're gonna wait here for a while, Mario. Go paint the town red. And hopefully other colors, too.
May you stay crisp in the face of crumpling adversity. Ta-da! Come see me anytime you're feeling a bit wrinkly. I can help flatten you out and restore your HP. So, Princess Peach fixes her health. Oh, yeah. Wonder if I can change the settings. Just the jazz. Love the soundtrack for this game. So we just have a bunch of cards. How interesting. Oh, how fascinating. This shows us our paint. It shows us our health, our coins, our card slots, and we've got a little percent counter, as well as some outlines of paint stars for Port Prisma here. So basically, this screen is going to wind up being a list of pretty much every level in the game, along with the number of paint stars that you can get, which will get filled in as we collect them, and along with the colorization percent. And I'm pretty sure we're going to want to get that to 100% pretty much anywhere we can. Items. We've got ourselves the typical key items. And then we got ourselves the mail bag. Those are empty right now because we haven't done anything. However, I am most curious. Yes, I can. Amazing. So right now I have it disabled for off TV play. I have to play this with the TV, which makes sense to me because what I want is to be able to show you guys both screens. Mario is Star-Lord. Just, you know, might as well be. He goes to space often enough. However, there are different concepts of combat controls. So the basic combat controls are touch on the touch screen only. Basic plus buttons is going to allow me to use some of the buttons on my gamepad to make certain aspects of this a little easier. I'm not going to go with advanced touch controls because I don't want them. So now we have a paint meter up in this top corner here that you still can't fully see because it's always really awkward when they use the corners of games. But it's fine. It's fine. So I'm a little low on red paint, but I have all my blue and all my yellow right now. And there are a lot of little random places that feel like they need some paint splashed on them. So what happens in this game is when you come up to one of these spaces, you need to cover it fully with paint, and then it will reward you with often coins. Now, I'm going to do one of these wrong. At least I'm going to try to. So normally I would line myself up about in the middle, but if I line myself up poorly, see how it covers some of it and then the outline kind of gets shiny? So you do need to get paint on the whole thing. Mario, Bowser, Yoshi, and Luigi. As opposed to Luigi, I would assume. Interesting. So we're just, you know, we're just going around restoring some paint, and sometimes it gives us coins, and sometimes it also gives us cards. Luigi, Luigi, Luigi. And thankfully, we can still hit things to kind of recover our paint a little bit. So we're going to be doing a fair amount of that. Ooh, orange. Very exciting. Okay. Oh, nice. I got that in a single hit. That's surprising. There are a lot of spots that, you know, need some color. But at the very least, we have ourselves a fantastic jam to keep us company. Oops. I accidentally hit the tree twice. So I am doing my best not to waste too much paint and also to kind of get all of these spots colored. Ooh, and see what they give me when I do that. So one of the things that I think is really cool about the game is it does kind of calculate for you at least a little bit in terms of like red, green, and yellow usage. What color is this toad? This is another red toad? That's lovely. I was just admiring the flowers when all of a sudden I felt so empty. If I had my own hammer, I could have tried hitting some of the flowers or trees around here to restore myself. Well, if I had my own hammer, and if I had been conscious. Anyway, Port Prisma is so rich in color that paint comes bursting out of just about everything you see. Try it for yourself, you won't hurt anything. Okay, so it doesn't come bursting out of him, but I can smoosh him. I see just so many colorless spots. I'm gonna go backwards for a quick second. Yes, please, I will take that yellow. Because I am remembering Port Prisma, Harbor District. So, when we first tried to read that sign, it didn't work. Because it was white on white. That's what Peach said. So we can't interact with things that are not colored. They don't work properly. So there's a lot of work ahead of us in terms of splashing everything with a whole bunch of color.
Stop! Leave me alone! I'm just trying to deliver the mail!
Oh, I've picked a bad accent for a mail carrier.
Mario? What happened to me? The last thing I remember, I was being assaulted by a bunch of shy guys with straws. Was that just a dream? I still feel like there's something wrong with my head. Can you take a look? Wait, first things first. I haven't even introduced myself. I'm Toadmaster General here in Port Prisma. Please feel free to stop by my humble postal branch over in the Blue District when you get a chance. You can even set up your mail to be forwarded here while you're in town. Isn't that great? Well, thanks for saving me, Mario. Gotta get back to work.
Oh! Bowyer? Interesting. Cool. So we have now woken up several toads. Oops, I was facing the wrong way for that one. My bad. We are very much having to, like, hit everything in order to make sure our paint stays, like, reasonably full. So, I think one of the things that was kind of controversial about this game was the combat system and how it was based on, like, a finite set of collectibles, in a sense. because like you need cards to battle. And yeah, it gave me a bunch of cards for free, which if we pop over to the menu and look at my cards, oh hey, like actually that's a fair number of them. We have 24 out of a maximum possible 99. And so one of the first things that I remember saying when I started playing this game was, hey, does that 99 remain constant? And it does. So I never get to hold more cards, which means you are always having to think about budgeting and what you have and what you want and kind of what's good for like long-term usage. And I think that was sort of foreign as an idea to a lot of players of like previous Paper Mario games. Especially when you think about Super Paper Mario, which was the console game prior to this one, that didn't really have a lot of limiters other than your health. Oops, I hit the wrong way again because I couldn't see myself. And so I think for a lot of people, it was just such a different concept. And this isn't untrue from Sticker Star as well. So knowing that Tom redeemed Word of the Stream to be Paper Mario Sticker Star, and thankfully didn't require me to get banned by also including Best Game Ever. It's still based on that same concept. It's just cards instead of stickers, and there's just a max of 99 instead of the number of stickers that you can tessellate and fit into your book. And that was always really difficult for me with Sticker Star. Like, I couldn't find pages for the journal fast enough to let me keep enough stickers to actually, like, do the combat in some of the levels. So it was always kind of difficult to juggle. Whoa, it wasn't a nightmare. It was real. They really did destroy our beautiful Prisma fountain. But now that you're here, Mario, everything's gonna be all right. Please save us from a lifetime of crushing despair and sadness. No pressure. Welcome to the Red District, by the way. Hilarious. So we know that there is a blue district because we've been told that. And I think I've gotten everything I can reach here. Let's just get a smidge more paint. Taking another quick look around. Oh, no, I missed something. Dude. Perfect. There we go. So this is only one district, and there's a whole bunch of stuff kind of like up on that upper level that needs to be colored, but I can't get up there yet. So I'm really hoping that if we pop over here, we might find some stairs. That's what we're looking for right now, is some stair concepts. Oh boy. Well, we found some stairs, but the gate's not working, and the postmaster's there, and oh my gosh. This is just a disaster zone. Whoops. Delightful. And we found a save block. Save blocks are important. Here. Let's... Hello. Not the bridge. Anything but the bridge. Oh, that really stinks. Most of the good stuff in the Blue District is on the other side of this bridge. I'm no expert on bridge repairs, but I am an expert on bridge experts, and we're definitely gonna need one. Yeah, bridge expert would be nice right about now. Don't we have one in Port Prisma? We usually do, but he's out of town somewhere doing something. Somewhere? Something? I thought you said you were an expert on bridge experts. Never mind. I guess we'll have to forget about the bridge for now. Hey, just a quick reminder, if you're lost or not sure what to do, just press up. He's gonna say that a lot because I don't press up a lot and I like exploring. So let's just quickly check in. I'm afraid I can't make it back to my post until the bridge is fixed. Okay, So we do need to find a bridge dude at some point. But I also really like having a save brick. So we're gonna hit that. So I'm seeing some like white cardboard up there. Ugh. Man, I just love the art style in this game. Ta-da! Look at you, Mr. Fix-It. This door's as good as new. It should open right up now. Colorless objects won't work right until you restore their color. So don't be stingy with that paint hammer. Such a good tutorial. Uh-oh. Goom! I mean, boom! Ugh, I waited all day just to say that and I totally blew it. Whatever, fight me! Gosh, I relate hard to this Goomba. Fight me, Mr. Goomba. Fascinating. So now I can scroll using my D-pad and I can select with A if I want to. I still have a tendency to card ready and paint with my hand, so you will get used to seeing that. We're going to try a hammer, because I haven't used that yet. Ta-da! So, very similarly to previous Paper Mario games in the series, if only I had said boom instead of goom. Oh, there's going to be explanation. Very similar to other Paper Mario games in the series, there are action commands, and executing them as excellent will do the maximum amount of damage, but they're a little bit more finicky, in my opinion, in terms of how to execute them, so you're probably going to see me fail them a lot, but by and large, hopefully I'll be able to do some succeeding. Ooh, it's a hammer scrap! If you collect enough of these, you'll be able to store more paint in your paint hammer. Enemies sometimes drop them after battle, so pick them up before they disappear. So every time we fill the handle of the paint hammer, it will up our max paint, and that will allow us to be better at painting cards in battle and to be able to kind of go on longer before needing refills. Okay, so who's this toad? Good night, cruel world. Wait, you're not a Goomba, you're Mario. I can't believe that guy took me out. I lost to the first Goomba, just like a grandma. Well, thanks for repainting me. This is the Blue District, or, well, it used to be. Who knows how much paint those suckers have stolen by now. Good luck tracking them down. So now that dude just lives there. That's nice, I suppose. Okay. Wait, what's going on here? Usually there's water flowing, making the wheels spin around and looks super cool. Now it's just sitting there looking moderately cool. That's not cool enough. So. Oh, Huey. So lonely. So apparently I need to fix the water wheel. And that's lovely. But I'm also trying to fix everything else simultaneously. So might have to, you know, wait a minute.
This water wheel is the best. It's easily in my top 500 favorite water wheels. And before you ask, yes, I have seen over 500 water wheels. What the scrap? Why isn't the wheel spinning?
So chat, short story time. This moment in the game is the first time that I actively got up and hunted down K. Menzel to tell him how excited I was about this game. Because this is a game that really knows it's a Paper Mario game. It's been self-aware, it knows that you are a player and you are interacting with it, and it makes jokes for you just as much for jokes with it itself. But what the scrap is easily the best thing to come out of something like this. Literally, they are making, like, the lore of, ugh. It's my favorite thing when places get creative like this, so.
What the scrap? Why isn't the wheel spinning? Well, fine then. Say goodbye to your top 500 status, you lazy water wheel.
Okay. Maybe be less judgmental. It feels like the water wheel might have had a rough day or something. I wonder how we're doing on the colorization. Ooh, I missed something. Look. It's over here. Is that why the wheel isn't working? No, that's not why the wheel isn't working. But I did fix it. Okay. Let's try and get some paint back if I can. Blue. So, we found some stairs. We can't go this way any more than we could cross the bridge down there. And so I think probably we're just going to have to go back this way and try and deal with some of the other blank paint spots that we've been seeing. Ooh, another card. How lovely. Very kind. Very kind of you, game. Kind of in continuation of what I had said about how, like, for some people, the struggle with the game mechanics are sort of the item management because you only have attacks if you have... Okay. If you have cards and stuff like that. I actually do think this game does a pretty good job at rewarding you for interacting with it. Okay, so this shy guy, I'm just suspicious of. He's standing in the back going like, and I think I'm gonna have to do something about it. Hello? Hey, you. You want to hear a juicy secret? Just come a little closer. That's it. Slurp! Where'd my straw go? I knew he was an enemy. I knew you was an enemy, Mr. Shy Guy. At some point, it's going to stop showing me those A's as Q's, but not yet. Super Paper Mario and TTYD have the best combat. I might agree with you, Beavis. I really like TTYD's like turn-based combat system in terms of like the flexibility of what badges allow you to do. It feels to me as though there is a great breadth of strategic application because you have all the different partners, you have all the different badges, you have all the different attacks. And so I really, really like that combat system. I think it's one of the best turn-based combat systems that has ever been produced. And Super Paper Mario has that kind of advantage of not being turn-based. And so it's definitely sort of more like it flows really well when you're actually playing the game. And I like that too. But surprisingly, I don't mind this combat system, and you'll see because there's a few upgrades and some things that they kind of toss at you later that kind of make it interesting. And I felt the same like development of strategy as in Thousand Year Door. I think it's slightly less efficient, but I do still like it. Not as much as I like the turn-based system up on stage because that looked great and was hilarious. You want to hear that juicy secret? I wear a mask because I'm afraid to put myself out there. Yeah. I don't think you're alone in that, Beavis. It feels to me... So I'm not supposed to paint that. I see. That's just the color of a trash can. Good to know. I think a lot of people wanted... that connection. And I can understand that. I think I really struggled with 7 stars. And so I appreciated that if anything else, like if nothing else, they were a bit more accessible to someone of my skill level. Oh Mario, it's terrible. A gang of shy guys with straws were roaming around Port Prisma stealing everyone's paint. As a last line of defense, I activated the emergency TP system here, but there's no way we can use this much TP, and I don't know how to get rid of it. Okay. So we put some toilet paper up to try and absorb the paint, chat. And we need to deal with it. And we also need to get the water started. This is just another game where we have to do everything for everybody because nobody else is doing anything, and that's fine. You know what? I did love Mallow. Yes, actually, please do not gloss over the fact that that shy guy called me Fleshface. That is not the only time that happens. There is a lot of very weird stuff in this game. Please, please, be very detail-oriented. It is a little terrifying, actually. And I don't even think it's the creepiest thing that happens. There are some moments in this game where legitimately I was afraid. And I was like, I don't like that. I don't like that. Their atmosphere is just that good. Anyway. Yeah, I think there's a lot of opinions around what you like in a game and... Oh no, I'm being attacked. Mr. Shy Guy, what is your face if not flesh? It's a good question. Because actually, what do shy guys look like under their masks? And what if they aren't flesh? Oh, I have maxed up. Whoop. So now I can hold 150. That's delightful. Good timing too. Am I missing any white? Hey, Mr. Toad. What's up? Oh, Mario, I was hoping you'd show up. So, is everything done? Have you repainted everything? Defeated the bad guys? Saved the good guys? What do you mean, no? Get to work, buddy. Thanks. It's always lovely to know I am appreciated by the toads in this game. So lovely. Okay, let's keep going. Oh no! Oh no! I wanted to save that toad, and instead that shy guy. Cool. So chat, you just got to see a different mechanic because I reacted well to that. So I jumped on that shy guy before the battle started. Red just isn't your color. Fight me, Mr. Shy Guy. How dare you insult my fashion this way? So I jumped on the shy guy before combat started. And so as with Thousand Year Door and Paper Mario, you do get a first strike concept. And you could see pretty well there, the shy guy's like paint half disappeared. Because that's actually what I'm doing when I'm hitting them, is slowly you'll see from the feet up, every enemy that I fight is going to slowly run out of paint if I don't happen to hit them on first turn. Yeah, Debashide Vissa, you're right. That ain't no Bug Fables. This is Paper Mario Color Splash, which is a game that I am learning is surprisingly delightful.
Where am I? Oh right, I'm in the middle of the yellow district. I thought I could camouflage myself by standing against the yellow walls, but they still got me. Now that I have a new lease on life, I'm gonna take more risks. I've always wanted to try cordless bungee jumping.
Okay, so he just ran away and leapt off a roof. That's good. You do you, man. I'm glad you're out there doing you. Okay, so where are we at? Mario, in here, help me. Okay. Oh, Mario, my hero. Did you hear that squeaky, annoying voice? I totally crushed that Toad impression. Whoops. Well, you know. Aw, rude. I guarded wrong. So that's what happens when the enemy gets first strike on me. Hooray. How are we doing with cards? We have so many cards. This is fine. Woohoo! I got an excellent. You might have gotten first strike, but I crushed you. Dang, you really are a hero. Yes.
Mario, in here, help me! Whoa, Tiger, take it easy. What were you expecting? My apologies for the rather, non-existent welcome to Port Prisma. As you're no doubt aware, we've been dealing with an invasion of paint-stealing hooligans. Anyhow, if things had gone as planned, this would have been your guest quarters.
How's it going so far, Mario? Have you recovered that paint star for Huey yet?
Princess Peach, I offer you a belated welcome to our humble town. I'm sure you must be tired from your long voyage, so please feel free to rest in these quarters any time.
Oh, thank you, Purple Toad. We are a bit tired after all of this excitement, so we will take you up on that offer. Good luck, Mario. Don't hesitate to come visit me here if your health runs low. Or if you just need some good old-fashioned encouragement. Go, Mario! How lovely. So Peach now has a location.
Now I'm afraid I must be off. There's quite a lot to attend to. Good luck out there, Mario!
How are we doing actually with the Port Prisma colorization? This is a question that I feel like I'm going to have a lot. 77%. Not bad. Not bad at all. I am an obsessive completionist, so we're definitely going to be wanting 100% all the way around for everything eventually. Oh boy. There's a bunch of Goombas in that. Ooh, 3 of them. So I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to show you guys this. So there's a reason I picked hammer and not jump. Right now I'm facing 3 enemies. And this is what I mean by like saying there's like strategy that goes into things. I'm facing 3 enemies and I only get 1 attack, which is not a lot. But if I can execute this well. The hammer, unlike the jump, if you get at least a great, kinda does reactionary damage to the rest of the enemies. And so I was able, even with that 1 card, and it's also why I didn't use the worn out hammer because it does less damage and I wasn't sure it would like get rid of them all. But it means that there's ways of being strategic that aren't just dependent on like how many cards you have and how many enemies there are. It's also about knowing what the different attacks do, and so that's really cool. But also, it might be the best attack to use in that instance, but I don't necessarily know if it's the best emote I made. It was fun though. Ha! Chat, do you see what I see? Trying to make it a little bit bigger. That looks like a piece of tape that says Bowser on it. How interesting. Because we know there's Shy Guys running around Port Prisma with straws. We've been told they're sucking up paint, because apparently that is just a thing you can do with a straw in the Paper Mario verse, is you can just suck up the lifeblood of another creature, which is upsetting. But, nobody mentioned Bowser before. So what does this do? Oh, hey, cool. I have stairs now. So now I don't have to go all the way around Port Prisma and use those stairs on the other side. I can use these stairs if I want to. That seems pretty good. I'm seeing something suspicious at the top of the screen there. Him. Well, let's pop up there and see what we can do about it. that? He's so focused on stealing paint that he hasn't even noticed us approaching. I bet that's why the wheel isn't spinning. He's taking the color right out of the water. He's just telling me he's lonely. Well, that gave me a lot of money. That's nice. That was nice. Okay, well. If he's not going to notice that I'm here, I am just going to hit him with a hammer. Oh, interesting. So instead of taking out half the shy guy, where are we at here? He's a straw guy, so let's use a regular jump. Red slurp guy. Sorry, I said that wrong. Yay! So one of the other things that I noticed about this game chat, which I find very interesting, is that sometimes when you execute a jump, for example, perfectly, it gives you up to 5 jumps. And at some point you start hearing the coin noise. So typically when you hear the coin noise, that means you've already done enough damage to kill the enemy and end the battle. But because you're executing it so perfectly, it's rewarding you with money for doing further damage because you can't take out any more health. And that was actually something that I thought was really interesting when I learned that was what was happening. I was like, oh, cool, because it's another way to gauge, especially if you can't quite see the paint very well, to know that you've actually succeeded at beating an enemy. Because one of the biggest things that you kind of have to figure out is, hey, what does it take to get rid of some of these enemies so that I can get on to the next flavor of enemy that's behind them. Oh boy. I'm being swept away! Oh no! So I have successfully started the water wheel. What's gonna happen to the TP, chat? It ran out. Me too, K Menzel. Welcome in. I just love the paper everything, like the cardboard. It's so good. Aesthetically, this game is like a 12 out of 10 for me. Cool. So we've now opened up this way, and that's pretty cool. And actually, I'm just gonna kind of, for fun. There's no purpose to that. I just wanted to. Because now it's all pretty. Yes, I will take that. And that. I need a little bit more paint. I think it's probably fine. Okay, it's fine. It's so pretty. So, chat, if you try coloring something that doesn't need to be colored, it just kind of sticks around until you reload the area. So this will just look like this until I leave, and there's like splatters on the ground, and you know, no one seems to mind. Yes, please. But you just saw it like fade off of there. Hilarious. 2 whole screens! I think it's working pretty well. I can wave at people. And, K-Menzel, do you see? I figured out something for my chat so that it doesn't have to just not be here. Like, I worked it out a little bit. I spent like 5 minutes on it. Oh, and also for anyone who's been auto-banned by my auto-ban, I have tried adjusting the caps lock auto-ban. And so hopefully you won't get auto-modded for being excited anymore. That's what I'm hoping. This is what I hope for. I think it's going okay. My biggest issue, K-Menzel, is actually every once in a while, that happens. Because my mic cord gets in the way of my webcam. Beavis, people get auto-banned a lot. And I have to, like, undo it. That's rough, buddy. Great meme. Such good meme. Such good show. No, you can shout more! You're right, Garlic Grove. That was the point. I think The first time it happened was because Focus was here and spammed my Lady Kiwi Wow emote at the time that it was capital W, capital O, capital L, and that actually hit the threshold for being banned. And I was like, or at the very least, for getting a timeout and having the message deleted. And I was like, but that's my emote, man. Automod, yeah, So I've changed it. There can be more shouting now. So much shouting. Okay, Menzel, look at how good my follower emotes are. It's so exciting. I have follower emotes. I have a new screen. It's just down there. Take a look at that. And my colorization is 80% right now. I don't know how easy it is to read the text on this screen because it's small. But it's here and you can look at it just like I can. Also, I am using the stylus because it looks fancier and then my fat fingers get in your way a little bit less. Yeah, aren't they great, King Enzel? They're so great. Okay, I didn't see anything that needs painting on the way up there. So that's fine. There's a few areas we haven't been to yet. It's probably that. Oh! You know what? You and Mrs. Settledown have excellent taste. I am a huge fan of Atla, and the That's Rough Buddy is a great moment. Hello, Flame Crystal. Welcome in. Welcome to a new game with some new features and some new emotes. We're having fun here. Okay, so this is the star that I've been trying to get to this whole time. Yes! We made it to the big paint star, Mario. Let's go grab it. Huh. Actually, this isn't a big paint star after all. It's much too small. This is a mini paint star. Not to worry. This is a good sign. Mini paint stars are kind of like baby big paint stars. So we must be on the right track. Mini paint stars will always lead to big paint stars. And big paint stars will lead to my beautiful fountain being restored to its former glow. Whoa. What's going on? Well, that's not good. That airship is making off with a huge bucket of paint. Did they steal all of that from Port Prisma? Grab this red mini paint star, and let's get moving! Okay, I will do that thing. The episode where they're watching the play that summarizes the whole adventure is the second to last episode. You know what? But, like, it's such a good episode. Even their filler episodes are just so good. Well, thank you very much for that stop-in, Flame Crystal. I hope you have yourself a wonderful day at work. Enjoy this jazz. Ooh, and the little mini game at the end of the episode. So every time you end an episode, it starts dropping things on you, and you have to actually run around and collect them. And that's very funny. And sometimes I forget to pay attention. So, stick with me here, folks. Similar to Sticker Star, there is actually an overworld map. So Port Prisma is a hub. I now have 1 star in the hub. I have 80% of the colorless spots restored. So there's another star somewhere in Port Prisma that we just haven't found yet. But we also can't get across a bridge. And so who knows what'll happen. And you can travel on the overworld map from location to location, which is very cool. And it is a little bit similar to Sticker Star, so sorry for those who are getting PTSD for seeing the map travel like this. It is a basic change, though, from the Paper Mario Thousand Year Door system. Because one of the things that actually, like, kind of was a struggle in Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door was you had to unlock pipes to fast travel to other locations around the map. Otherwise, you would just have to walk there, and you would just have to consistently be fighting every enemy along the way, which is why it was so important to, A, unlock those pipes, like actually fight the bloopers in the sewer in Paper Mario, actually, like, be using the hammer to get rid of those blocks in Thousand Year Door so that you could fast travel and so that you wouldn't have to just do the road every time, too. And it was also important to be collecting badges like the First Strike badges or the Bump badges that allowed you to not have to do as many combat encounters with weaker enemies, because at some point we might have to be popping around and going back and forth between levels. It is a very Paper Mario game, and so that's not unexpected. And they've just kind of taken out the in-between of some of this stuff. And I don't dislike it. There's a few things that actually happen on this overworld map that I think are pretty cool. And so hopefully I'll remember to point those out to you guys when they actually come up. But also, as usual, the music is a bop. Great bass line. Yes, good point, Beavis. The last episode of Atla just being a movie, essentially. Like, so much content. So, Port Prisma. That was our destination. We got there. We walked around a little bit. We found out that something's going on. And so now we're in full investigation mode. So let's keep poking around and see if we can learn a little bit about what's going on and why these sly guys, why these shy guys are slurping up paint, and why is there Bowser tape, and why is there like an airship here with a giant bucket of paint? What's going on? That is my big question. So let's see if we can find that answer on Ruddy Road. Or at least find a little more information. I do love the names of the levels, I gotta admit. And also the music. Oh, the reimagining of the Mario theme is so good. This is where the red mini paint star led us. Ruddy Road. Okay, Mario, let's look for the next paint star. And actually, I'm going to do something else. So in the menu with all of the lovely cards, there's a sort feature, and we're actually going to use that. So that's going to sort our cards. And then I happen to know that there are sneaky things that are going to be going on that I need to pay attention to. And so I'm just going to very sneakily drop some stuff at the back of my card pile. This is just to make it a little bit easier for me when I am actually in combat to be able to access more quickly the ones that I'm going to use. Right now, I'm going to try to not use this mushroom or anything that I've put after it in the deck. I'm going to try to use exclusively this other stuff going on here. And I will explain why when the game chooses to explain why, which might take a while, but I'm still going to try. So, we're in Ruddy Road. Can't go that way, but can look kind of sneaky. Lovely. Okay. Gosh, there's so many spots that I need to fix. Oh, thank you for that jump card. It's very lovely. Oh, fire flower. Well, well, well. Again, chat. If you feel like popping in on those follower emotes, if you happen to follow the channel, you know, no big deal. You can compare my beautiful art to the art of this wonderful fireflower card that I have just obtained. It's exactly the same, right? No detectable difference here. Everything's the same. I am also going to pop him to the back, and hopefully I won't have to use him. What's here? Ooh, a hammer. I think I have one of those at the back already, right? Yes. Hammer and worn hammer. This is very important for my 100%ing requirements. That is all I will say at the moment. I will say more later. Let's hit this bush. Okay. It's just gonna fall. Huh. Yep. Chat, always be suspicious of things that are perfect circles with nothing in the middle. That's what I'm learning. Oh my gosh. Look at this house. This house, man. The whole thing is like... Whoa. Well, we've got some work to do here. This is gonna take so much paint. Okay. I don't know what the exact nature of the requirement is. I know it isn't 100%. Perfect. Okay. But it's still doing some flaring at me. So, thanks for the coin. Thanks for the coin. Thanks for the coin. So it's still giving me issues right now. Let's get a little bit more paint. And then we're gonna poke around because I saw a little coin hanging out back here. Yep. Look at that, chat. Look at how close I got. I just missed this little buddy. Oh boy. Oh no, 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 I want those. I want those things. Don't fade. Hello. Nice. Cool. So we fixed this house. Oh, we can go in. Oh, hello. Finally. Okay. Oh, hey, Mario. We were all on a walk together when some shy guys showed up, so we all hid in this house. But somehow the door got jammed, and we all got stuck in there. It got pretty awkward, and I'm probably going to move to a new town. Anyway, thanks for saving us. Oh, okay. What is this square? Look at that! That's so cute! So not just colorless spots, but every once in a while you can find some stuff that's flipped over and you need to hit it. Okay, so what's inside now? Huh. Seems like a nice place. Cool art on the walls? Oh, Mario! I was just lounging around my house when all of a sudden a gaggle of toads forced their way in. There wasn't any space left, so I had to cram myself into that bureau. In my own house! Looks like they all left, though. Thanks for getting them out of here. Here, take this. Yay! I got a reward, chat! I have definitively picked the cards that I consider to be kind of the baseline of cards. There's so many different kinds, but we now have the fire flower, we've got the ice flower, we've got a mushroom, we've got hammers and jumps. So like, look at this awesomeness. Just compare to my lovely, beautiful art. So we're also gonna throw that guy at the back. Did that work? Yes, it did. Okay, we're just gonna pretend we don't have those. It's fine. Everything's fine. You know, we're fine. Okay, so I'm also suspicious of these posts, especially because there's a little cutout circle in the middle of them. So what happens when I hit all the posts? Ooh, that is a rainbow paint blob. Delightful. So that will fill up all of my colors, a fairly high amount, I would say. But right now my paint is full, so I don't really need it immediately. So let's see if we can use some of the paint, and then we can go pick it up after. Oh dear, something's happening over on the other side of that bridge, chat. Ooh, worn out jump times 3. That's a tough one, because I'm definitely going to want to use that one in this fight, but I will do my best not to anyway. And we'll see. I'm just going to pick this up now, because... Oop, and we'll fix that flower, why not? Those guys are doing something, and it looks bad. Hey! Please stop. What the heck is going on here? They're doing a polka. Quit it, man! I have to fix that, you know? Oh my gosh, 3 of them. Terrifying. Let's see what happens when we use a hammer. Aw, darn. Oh, good. He missed. Well, well. This is very serious, chat. I might be in trouble. I don't think I'm actually in trouble. That's fine. Well, let's keep on hammering away. Dang it. I keep missing the grate. So I'm blocking the damage, but he's still stealing my paint. What a jerk. I'm not a fan. I'm unimpressed. Oh, just barely did enough damage to him. Man, the slurp guys were strong. And now there's 2 of them with paint buckets? They're just running away? Excuse me? Yeah, Huey's pretty pissed, and so am I. Don't let them get away! They're sucking the very life out of this beautiful island! Oh, I feel you, my man. Except also, this is a very large segment. I need to fix it. Nice. So the Shy Guys ran that way. So that's definitely the game telling me that I should go that way. But there's also a bridge this way. Oh my goodness. It's another one of those weirdos! Huh? He hasn't noticed us yet. This is our chance to get the jump on him. If you jump on an enemy or whack it with your hammer before battle starts, you'll do some early damage. Cool. Okay, just him? That's it? That's all? We're gonna use our jump. We're gonna jump on him. Delightful. Nice. Oh, nice ruined. Gosh, we already have 375 coins. That is a lot. Okay. Nice. Delightful. Uses a lot of red paint. Ooh, worn out hammer times 3. Oops. That's not what I meant to do. It's okay. Let's stop that at the back there. Shh. We're fine. It's all fine. And then we can collect a little bit of red. So I could go in 2 different directions right now. I think I am probably going to chase the Shy Guys because the game really seems to want me to. So let's see what's happened. Let's see where they at. Oh man, there's so many like areas that have been damaged. That's so sad. Oh cool. Okay, that's the second one I have, so I can actually use that one. There's something up on this ledge. I need to get there. But first. Ooh, there's 2 of them. Okay. I'm gonna keep doing this and seeing if I can actually get the grate. Nice. Works. If I were better at the action commands, that would happen more regularly. But, you know, we do what we can. We do what we can with the delights of another Paper Mario game. Thanks for that worn out jump. Huh. There's something hiding in this tree, chat. I'll get to them. That's a paint star! Hello? How do I get up there? Greetings, Mario! I'm the captain of the Purple Rescue Squad. We received reports that people are having trouble getting past this cliff. We mobilized to see if we could find a way to scale it. Unfortunately, none of my 3 squaddies have arrived yet. They should have been here by now. If you run into any purple squaddies anywhere, send them my way, yeah? Over and out. You rescue squad guys are so cool. I love the color-coordinated get-ups, and your scarves are choice. Huey's got himself some fashion opinions. Thank you, but serving in the rescue squad is more than just wearing a cool uniform. Our mission is to right the wrongs of this world, to stamp out injustice wherever it festers. If you ever want to talk to our chief director, you can find him at Rescue Squad HQ in Port Prisma's Yellow District. Okay, that is some information. Cool, so there's a purple rescue squad leader here who's apparently missing 3 friends, and I infer from that conversation is going to help us get up this cliff. And probably get to that. But we don't have the friends yet, so I'm just gonna deal with these shy guys. Because, like, actually. We dances in circles, we slips up the paint. If you think that's your business, trust me, it ain't. Wow. These paint bucket guys are something. I am going to use the triple jump. And we'll see what happens. Okay, he seems tired. Oh, he's gonna get an attack in. Whoa! Crushing. Yeah, let's use that. Keep your mitts off our paint. Oh, you think you can... Okay, I will keep my mitts off. I'll just jump on it instead. Gosh, I enjoyed this game. Wait, the buckets disappeared too? But I thought I needed those. Don't I need those? Okay. So, like, I dealt with them. But I still can't go this way. And that's okay. Because we know there's another way for us to go. There's just definitely going to be some spots that we can't color in. Heartbreaking. So what happens if we go this way instead? Beware the paint thieves. Great sign. Fabulous sign. Wait, what? There it is! There's a mini paint star over there. That was easier than I thought it would be. Oh, Huey. Hurry up and grab it so it can show us the way to the next paint star. He seems so happy. I don't want to have to break it to him. There's something wrong with this paint star, chat. Huh? But why didn't it go flying off when you touched it? Hold up! What in the lost levels is going on here? So next to what the scrap, we now have what in the lost levels? This game knows it's a Paper Mario game. I love it. But look! The color! It's been drained! This is a sick world we live in. That punk! After him! We'll make him pay for this. Okay? So, apparently now I need to chase after a Shy Guy. Because that Shy Guy has stolen the paint from the paint star that I'm trying very hard to collect. Interesting. So this is a line of people waiting for a cafe, apparently. There he is. I wonder if these Shy Guys would do anything to me. Ooh, I can attack them. Interesting, interesting. Okay, I have those. And I have these. Let's go with these. This is very interesting. I wonder what happens if I can get to the front of the line. Will it let me just fight them all? Is this the cafe with a really overrated coffee? Can't wait to waste my hard-earned coins on it. Aw, darn. I only got to fight the last guy in line. So, we're gonna continue on chasing that dude and his paint bucket because, honestly, rude. Is that a Koopa? That's a Koopa jet. So, again, for those of you who have done combat before in previous Paper Mario games, we're about to learn something. So, Koopas in previous Paper Mario games have a pretty high defense, and normally you have to jump on them in order to make them fall on their backs. But I jumped on this one, and he retreated into his shell. So, ugh. I dislike you, Shy Guy. I was explaining things. So I'm gonna jump on him again. Is that not so cool? I can actually harness the enemy to attack for me. I think it's cool. However, what I don't think is cool is that it changed my sorting method because of that dumb Shy Guy that stole a card from me. Shy Guys, man, they're the worst. Okay. Interesting. So, well, I can't go that way. So let's go this way. We'll go the roundabout route. And that dude has a little hat. That makes me think that I probably shouldn't jump on him. I hit the tree. That happened. I hit the tree. Okay. It's fine. I'm not mad. Who'd be mad? Why would anyone be mad about that? Ta-da! We did it anyway. Okay. So yeah, I don't think I can jump on him. Good news is I did not. Yes. Oh, I did jump. Okay. Thank you. I think I can jump on this one. Okay. Still thinking worn out hammer. Because there are two of them. Okay. Aw, he fell over. Cute. I already have over 500 coins, chat. And I'm, like, sort of on level 1? I don't know if the hub counts. Ooh. Oh, we are learning so much. So I just got a red Shy Guy card. Let's just drop that off at the back of the pack here. Yeah. There are some flowers to be fixed here, chat. Wah. We paint them. We paint them. Lovely. Ah! And they had a box. Hop slipper. Oh ho 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 ho. That is a new kind of jump. And as usual, tucking it at the back. Shh. Everything's fine. Excuse. I think I need another one of those. Well, I would like to crush the flower. Thank you. So there's a paint bucket behind this sign, but I'm just gonna first do a little bit of a something. Okay, you got me. I give up. I regret my life choices. I'll return the paint I stole. It's like they say, you can't fight City Hall or City Plumbing. Do they say that, chat? Come on, let's head back to that paint star thing. After you, I insist. So now I have this very, defeated in attitude enemy just kind of following me. Yeah. Wow. That guy managed to serve all these dudes coffee. Okay, I will now unslurp the paint from the paint star. You probably want to supervise me to make sure I don't try anything funny. There. Good as new. So am I free to go? Or is this the end of the road? Oh, okay. Oh no! A thing is happening! Things are happening, chat. And they are things that suck. Oh my gosh. These jerk of a things are absolutely wrecking me. Quick time events, man. They're the worst. Have I mentioned that this game knows it's a Paper Mario game? They just tore up the cardboard that the scene was made from and rolled it up.
They rolled up Ready Road! My cafe is sky high! What am I supposed to do now? Somebody probably already owns a trademark for Sky High Cafe. Can't you, I don't know, unroll the ground somehow, Mario?
Gosh. Because I have to fix everything. So, I can't do much going this way. I'm just going to slide off of it. Oh, but it's so cool. When you look at like the underneath, the art is so cool. So cool. But also I'm at half health and that's a problem. So I go this way. I see there's a piece of tape there. Okay. This has been wrecked, but there are some coins inside this tree. So I'm assuming it wants me to go in here. And I have opened up a new route, which will hopefully let me go around back here. I'm going to pick up that little health that I didn't pick up before. Very helpful. Then I'm going to peel this tape off. And now we need to do a little bit of fancy footwork. So, chat, you have been introduced to the first QuickTime event in this game. There are several. I died to almost all of them the first time that they came up, or at least all the ones that I've run into. So kindly expect lots of death anytime they introduce a QTE, because I'm not so great at those always.
No one messes with my cafe and gets away with it.
Wow, it's pretty upside down.
Oh, Mario, good timing. Those mask guys may have tipped well, but I can't forgive them after what they did to my cafe. I'm trying to teach them a lesson, but I've been doing Pilates, so I'm not heavy enough to squash them. But I was thinking if we jump at the same time, we could give them a real stomping. Come on, please?
Okay. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Tom. I also am. There we go.
The customer is now is right. Oh, I feel so much better. Back to the cafe with me. Thanks, Mario.
So we just like squashed those guys into blue paints. I'm glad you're loving it. So am I. This is honestly much better as a game than I was expecting it to be because I just love Paper Mario in general. Do I think it's the best one? Probably not, but honestly, I love every single one of them for their own reasons, and I love this one too. So I've been super happy to be able to kind of show it off a little bit to you guys, and I am looking forward to future streams where I can show you more of some of the really creative levels, and where hopefully I can discover more things alongside you guys, because I'm by no means an expert in this game, but boy do I love it. So we've collected another paint star. It has again gone on to color part of the map for us and opened a new level, which is very exciting. And we get to see our first little overworld hint going on here. So that like purple toad up there, is a signal that I'm not done everything in this level and that I might need to do something else. There's one thing that I want to check on quickly probably before I sign off, because I don't think I can do Cherry Lake in 10 minutes. But we do have, and this is cool, we have 97% of Ready Road's colorless spots that have been restored. And we know that there's a couple of spots that I'm missing that I couldn't get to because I couldn't get up that cliff. And so if I can find the other purple toads and get up the cliff, I think I can get all of the colorless spots in Ready Road. Now that being said, I'm just going to take a quick stop back into Port Prisma to see if I've unlocked anything extra here yet. I might have to, I'm not precisely certain what things I need to do in order to get this, but I do want to try to get it as fast as possible. There's certainly a lot more toads here than there were before. So this is the little dude that lets me do battle training with him for action commands, and I haven't done that. But there's also random stuff in his apartment. Okay. I just have a couple of quick things that I want to poke my nose into. Okay. And I don't see anybody up here yet. Aha! So we have unlocked one thing currently, chat. We have unlocked the Completionist Flags, I'm gonna call them. So on these lampposts, there's 6 of them. When we were here last, they didn't have these little blue and gold flags on them. And now when I walk up to them, it tells me that I can read them. These are achievements in the game. And so there are things that I need to do. I need to collect coins. I need to perform excellent attacks. I need to buy cards, repaint colorless spots, and defeat the rock paper wizard. Yes, there are lots of things we need to do. but I'm most interested... Do I unlock this if I go in here? I'm not sure that I do, but I'm gonna try. Oh, I might. This is important. So settle down, Beavis. That would be amazing, but no, they don't. When you complete them, the banner just comes all the way down and it has an image on it, and so they don't show you, like, parts of the image, but that would have been so funny. So this guy's shop seems like it needs to... Good morning, Chattel Taco. Welcome in. Lovely to see you this fine morning. Hope you're doing well. We're fixing things that are broken. I hope... Maybe? I don't think this is the guy.
You gotta pay for that? Wait, what's going on? Where'd they go? I got swarmed by a bunch of rowdy customers with straws and then everything went white. I wasn't slacking off, boss. I swear I'll go drum up some more customers.
So, this is where we can buy cards. You might notice it has a lovely selection of a bunch of the cards that I have found. So it's definitely in our best interest to locate cards as much as possible, you know. But we only have 562 cards, and yeah, some of those cards are like 200 coins. That's a lot of coins. So we're just gonna leave for now. I don't think that I have done enough to unlock the thing that I want to unlock, which is sad. That is sad. Because I would love to show you guys this extra thing, but it seems as though it might have to be later. So we have perfect health. We have these banners and we're very excited about them. But I'm gonna have to keep sneaky secrets for next time. So I'm actually gonna go back to the world map. I think it saves every time I enter the world map. Hopefully it does. We're now at 87% in Port Prisma, which is pretty cool. We're still at 97% in Ruddy Road because we can't get where we need to go. And we have unlocked Cherry Lake, which is brand new to us. So that's going to be the plan. This is my last stream for the week, but I am streaming next week. I'm still, it's fine. Settle down, Beavis just likes giving people hammers. Bam. Yeah, we got hammers. We got hammers going on. Okay. But we are going to have to be done for today. So, I will be back next week. I will be playing more of this. I'm very excited to be playing more of this. I am just, like, genuinely excited in general about a lot of things, including the lovely setup of my gamepad footage, including the follower emotes, including just like a new game that I really love, that I have so far very much enjoyed introducing you guys to, and I hope to continue highlighting some of the things that I have found really cool about it so far and learning more new really cool things, because so far the dialogue is just slaying me. It is fantastic. And I'm finding the gameplay really fun. So we're going to explore Cherry Lake next time, which is actually going to be on Tuesday next week. So next week I am streaming on Tuesday and Friday, and I will be doing morning streams for both of them. So really sorry to people who find it a little bit easier to pop in in the afternoons, but my schedule next week means that I will be have to be streaming in the morning. So Tuesday morning 9:30 a.m. EDT, and then Friday morning 9:30 a.m. EDT. That is my hope, that we'll be able to get some more progress made on some of the stuff, and we'll get to see some of the additional, because we've already unlocked the 6 flags, and that's, 100%er style content, and this game might have a little bit more of stuff like that. And so I really look forward to being able to show you guys some of that as we start the obsessive pursuit for 100% in yet another Paper Mario game, which yet again I have never attained. So it's going to be fun. I'm really excited about it, and I really hope that you guys pop back in and are able to come hang out again sometime, preferably when I'm live and not just, well, I mean, if you want to just stop in and hang out in my stream with no context, I guess that's okay too. So for the moment, we are going to go on a little bit of a raid. Ooh. Oh gosh, and we have some options here. So it's been a while, so we're probably gonna go take a visit over to see Focus. It's just been a while since I've been able to hang out with Focus, so I'm gonna pop over there. But there's lots of lovely people who are live right now. And I really recommend y'all continue checking out some people who make some cool stuff and some cool content on the Twitch. So thank y'all for joining me on this wonderful morning as I introduced this lovely new game that I'm very excited about to you guys. Thank y'all for making it a wonderful time. I have loved the chats. I've loved anybody who chose to pop in and spend a little bit of time here with me. And I hope y'all have wonderful days, wonderful weekends, and then I get to see some of y'all again next week. Bye!